Hello, Capricorn. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot by Tori Hartman. Yes, Tori Hartman. Supportive Oracle cards. The Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And there's those. Okay. Let's do the animals first. Ooh, I haven't seen that one before. Okay, who is this? This is Capricorn. What are you doing, Capricorn? What is going on here? The first two cards are funny. Well, we'll see if they're funny, just to be fair. And that's that. All right. Okay. Okay. Starting off, I've not seen this card in this deck yet. I've had this deck for a couple weeks. The Wasp Spirit. Sometimes life stings. That's a very strong energy. That works best in groups, I find. It can be very intimidating. And I'm seeing the Ace of Cups next to this for you, saying that, like, you might have this really strong presence and people aren't giving you a lot of guff. The question is, do you know how strongly you're coming across? Some of you, I feel like, may know and be okay with it. You may very well know and be okay with it. Others of you may not realize how strongly you're coming across, and that may be what the Wasp Spirit here is letting you know. But you're doing good. You're like, nope, things are going where they need to. I feel like a lot of you are like, yeah, well, things need to work out. And if that's what it takes to get things to work out, well, then so be it. I feel like that energy is there. Like, yeah, you know what? It's going to work out the best for everybody. So if that's what it is, then that's what it is. There is some energy coming back towards you, I'm noticing, but it seems like it's supportive with the Knight of Swords. Especially in the environment where you have the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Kind of like people seem to be just kind of working through the situation. I don't see this being a problem for you. But I also see it at the same time, like, being bound by your own restrictions. You set this up. This is how it's going to go. You said that's how it's going to go. There is something here where I feel like you would like to change it. But at the same time, you're like, well, but that's not how I set this up, so I'm not going to do that. I do feel that very strongly, actually. There is something here you would like to change, but you're like, yeah, but I set up all these things, and that's not going to work. I'm going to have to change a lot of this other stuff. Even though I'd like to change that, I'm not going to. So you seem to be a little bit bound by your own restrictions too, but at the same time, you're like, no, I'm going to keep it on plan. Other people seem to be coming towards you, trying to get you to change your mind, but you're like, no, this has already been set up. This is how we're doing it. You're strong. You're really strong right now. It moves forward as planned, is what I'm getting. I just find it very ironic that part of you is kind of like, I really wish I kind of changed that, but we were too far into it. You seem to be sort of second-guessing yourself a little bit here, but at the same time feeling like you're doing what you should be doing. So it's kind of like, it's a weird, kind of like a thunderstorm feeling. Kind of like, nope, this was set up, and I got to stick with the plan. But on the other half, you're like, I kind of wish I did change that at the same time. But you're still pushing back, like, no, that's not how I set this up. But you're enjoying it. It's still going as planned, as originally planned. So we're okay so far. Cool. Not that this is going to be bad for you at any point. Not for nothing, but let's keep going. I think, was this Virgo? I don't know who it was I did this for, but you got maybe it wasn't Virgo, it was somebody else I did the reading for in this series. The Four of Wands is coming in with the Owl Spirit. You're very diligently locked into this. You're honoring it, and you're like, this is going to work out because we're holding to the plan. That's the wisdom. Is that wisdom or owl spirit? Our spirit. I'm feeling wisdom with this. I know it says you see things clearly now, but I'm feeling like when I get the 4, we're holding to the plan, and this is why it's working out. And you're telling people this, and you're proving it to people. Like, listen, see how this is working out? Because you did it the way you were supposed to. That's why it's working out. 3 of Cups is here too. On your side, people aren't giving you any pushback anymore, and I feel like you're being very nice to people, whatever that means in your situation. Kind of like they're realizing, like, as long as they play the way they're supposed to, everybody can get along, and you're really easy to get along with. I don't know if that's normal. It depends on how you view your life. For some of you, you're not usually. For others of you, maybe you're very easy to get along. I don't know. I'm getting this weird energy, kind of like if you do things the way I tell you to, we can all be happy. I'm getting that energy. So it's general read. Take it how you need to. The effort's being put in. The effort is being put in, and it's going forward as it should. There's a lot of effort. Keeps going. It's on point. It's on pace. Everything's going. And I feel like at this point, you're like, yeah, you know what? I did kind of want to change those things. But if I had changed those things, I don't think things would be as stable right now as they are. So you're kind of letting that go at this point. Like, no, the plan worked out the way it should have. It's working out. Everybody's on point because I kept the plan. If I started to warble there, they would have used it against me. It would have went wonky. No, I'm glad I stuck with the plan. In the environment, the otter and the pig spirit are here. The otter's cute. You were never alone. You were never alone. That's almost creepy. You are never alone. You are never alone, and the pig spirit is use your mind wisely. A lot of times the pig spirit, the way I view it, is like people that need to see themselves in a better light and are not connecting to their own true beauty. They're a lot better than they realize. The otter spirit is, I feel like somebody feels left out a little bit. These two together in this reading, it really makes me feel like there's a lot of effort going in, and they're a little nervous about how you really view them. It seems to be a little shaky part of this. If it's work, family, friend, whatever it is, especially if it's a romantic thing, if you push forward a bit of, I don't want to say warm and fuzzies, or maybe gratitude, or something a little unexpected, something out of the norm for you, to where you could show the appreciation to this person, I feel like this could go a long way. Because I'm feeling some insecurities with these. It says you're never alone, and it says, use your mind wisely. But when I'm feeling this in the environment, I feel like it's somebody just wanting to reassure themselves or be reassured that they actually make sense here and that this actually connects correctly. They seem to be a little bit unsteady about something, like emotionally unsteady. It's a weird energy. I like that word weird lately. Apparently the word of the month. The Seven of Swords is popping in. When I'm feeling like swords are communication, thought, I'm getting communication seems to be going away. I don't like this. There seems to be like communication is just not happening anymore. This other person or whoever you're working with seems to think they know what you want, and they're just concentrating on that. I don't see a lot of communication. I see you concentrating on what you need to get done and maybe not realizing how much the communication has backed off. It may not be a complete blackout, but it's diminished greatly, and you're not getting the information you should. But I feel like you're very focused on what you need to get done. You may not realize how much it's backed off. And this other person just seems to be going off on their side. This is, again, why you want to kind of put in some gratitude or some type of moment to let this person know how much they mean in this situation and how grateful you are that they're there and doing what they need to be doing. Be careful how you say it, though, because I'm feeling like they're falling off the side and they're not communicating here. Because what happens is they start making their own decisions and they're looking to make changes. For some of you, this person might be leaving the situation. When I'm getting that Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Queen of Coins, the fire elements here, the wands, this is the fire, a quick decision to move on and taking their life in their own control and moving away from the situation. It may happen quickly. If they do make this quick decision, they're going to stick with it. Once it's made, it's going to go. Once it happens, it's done. There's no backing off. There's no turning around. When this happens, you get stuck holding the bag. You're going to continue on with the plan you already put together. You're not changing with that. And at first, you may not realize how much this is devastating things. I don't want to say devastation because there's no devastating. Well, this is a problem because I feel like you're going to continue on with what you need to continue on with. They seem to leave, and you just keep continuing on doing what you got to do. Like they left, and you're just like, well, I got to keep working, and here you go. The Devil card is popping up next, which the Devil card in the tarot does denote Capricorn itself. But I almost feel like that's kind of what it's saying, is like you're off on your own doing this by yourself. That black figure behind this lady, like that shadow figure, is like there's a missing person. Like things are just empty. There's an empty spot and you're stuck doing this on your own, and it's not the most enjoyable moment. This may last for a while. I feel like you also might push off to other people, and maybe to yourself, that this is not a bad thing, but I feel like this is not enjoyable for you. But you might be ignoring it to a point. You don't want other people to know this. You're going to be the one carrying this to the end. Be careful of this. This is making me a little... I feel like the whole point of this reading is make sure whoever you're working with or whatever's going on here, remind them of how much they mean to you. Remind them that they do a good job and that you're happy that they're there, that you want them to be there. You need to communicate that. I feel like whoever this is they're going to go away, though. If you don't, they're going to go away. That's the only chance you have of keeping this together. Communicate how you feel about them and that you like them being there, or they might just disappear and then they're done. I feel like this is a heads up for a few of you, actually. Just like, and it doesn't have to be a romance. It could be coworker. It could be friend. If you're in a position where you manage other people, there might be somebody that you really do depend on to help you out that doesn't realize how important they are to you. You want to do something so they know how important you are to them. Otherwise, they're going to just go, and you're left holding the bag. I feel like this is what this one's about. Hopefully this is a heads up at the right time so you can make your choice. If you see it coming, you have to decide if you like that or not. And if you feel like it's unavoidable, set up your situation and make sure it works to your advantage the best you can. All right, they're telling me I'm done. They're telling me to stop. So I'm going to stop it here. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.